great tradition that is Brooks shoes. This shoe was... nah. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to your favorite local running community. I'm Juliana, your thrifty running friend, and also your favorite local shoe-eating monster. And before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you can make sure that you are signed up to get into our little group runs in your favorite local running community every week, twice a week, which is very exciting. But this week, my friends, we have my review of the Brooks Glycerin 22. Anyone who has listened to this show before or watched any of my videos knows that I don't think I've ever reviewed a Brooks shoe before. And also, I'm not really a Brooks gal. I've never found a pair of shoes from Brooks that have agreed with my feet for running specifically. And we'll get into it, but I mean, let's just say I'm not using these shoes for running right now. I'm definitely not. But the Brooks Glycerin 22 is definitely an upgrade from the 21 and also the 20. But I still don't think this is the running shoe for me. But I will say, I actually have been wearing this shoe quite a lot for walking, and it's been a real nice time. But let's just get some details on this shoe first before we give our review. That way you guys can get a little bit of a backstory on the shoe, the Wolverine origin story, shall we say, of the Brooks Glycerin 22. And this shoe is coming in at a weight of 10.7 ounces for a men's size 9. So my lady's size 9.5 is definitely a little bit lighter than that, but it's definitely not a light shoe in any capacity. It's like average. Like with most Brooks shoes, this shoe is very average. Brooks, in my head, has a reputation for being just kind of consistently, reliably bland. And that's just kind of it. And this shoe has not convinced me otherwise. Ben tried his best to try and convince me that this was a shoe that was like a standout and a knockout. And I say, I don't think so. I don't think so. Is it consistent? Yes. Is it reliable? You betcha. Is it exciting? No. No. So, average, where this shoe really stands out. So, we have a 10 millimeter drop on this bad boy, which is just your difference in your height between your heel and your toe. So, a little bit of a little, what the heck is it, like a wedge almost right there. 10 millimeters is a high drop. It's a pretty high drop shoe. Brooks is kind of notorious for having higher drop shoes, and you can either take it or leave it. Some people really swear by it, some people don't. For me, it just means there's less cushioning in the forefoot, and that's usually where I have the issue. If it's a super high drop shoe, usually I can't wear it because there's just not enough cushioning in the forefoot, because they're expecting you to come through the shoe like this instead of like this. And that's one of the major reasons I've had an issue with this shoe specifically. But the other standout part of this shoe is what the GTS stands for. So as you might have noticed, this is the Brooks Glycerin GTS. Not the Glycerin GTS. And many of you probably know that if you've seen the Brooks lineup in some capacity, you've seen this mysterious GTS abbreviation just kind of like floating around. And you can see it right here, Brooks Glycerin GTS. And what does that mean? That means that this shoe has these built-in support bars, which you can kind of see here, but you can really see on the inside here. And what this does is I like to describe it as like a set of rails where when you put your foot down, you can kind of feel it centering you and then pushing you forward through your stride. So it's just a way to kind of keep your foot on a set of rails without really having to think about it. And it's a good neutral support too. So if you're someone who like supinates or you pronate, it can be useful for both people. Which is why I was excited, because I've been having a lot of stability issues, my friends. And I was like, I would like a neutral support shoe. And I've really been loving the Puma Forever runs. But I was like, you know what? We need to mix it up. We can't be wearing the same shoe every day. This is not the philosophy or the lifestyle that I live by. And so we tried out these bad boys because, again, Benjamin said that they were fabulous. And I said, let's give it a go. They do have the support system here, which is a standout and a knockout feature of many Brooks shoes. If you see that GTS, that stands for Go To Support. GTS, Go To Support. And that means that it has those support bars down through the side. This shoe also features the DNA Loft 3 foam, which is the upgraded foam that they just put into the Glycerin Max, which a lot of people have been loving. I haven't tried out yet. This foam is definitely better than the last two iterations of the Glycerin. The last ones have just been like overly firm in a way where I'm like, this is not a max cushion shoe. And you really feel like you have to break it in first before you can actually get that benefit out of it, which I'm not a break it in bitch in any capacity, because once I start breaking it in, it starts breaking down. I like for my shoes to be nice straight out the gate, and most shoes now are fine and like good straight out of the box. Some of them, like the Asics Super Blast, actually get better over time, and then other ones like the Rebel V4 from New Balance just disintegrate under your feet. So, you know, each shoe is different, but this shoe feels really comfortable straight out of the box, which is fantastic, and that's that DNA Loft 4 foam in there, which definitely makes a huge difference here, I feel like, with this shoe. They're also noting that it has a high durability outsole. We'll talk about that. But other than that, it's pretty similar to the Glycerin 21. Now, Juliana, how did you feel about the ride of this shoe, and why are you talking about it in the past tense, and why are you saying that you're not running in it? Well, friends, the main reason, again, is the lack of cushioning in the forefoot and kind of just like the blandness of the foam. There's nothing exciting going on here. There's nothing really like super fun going on here. Like I said, I've really been loving the Puma Forever Run, and it's got like a nice snap to it. And I really love the Asics GT 2000 version 13. I think it's fantastic. This shoe is just missing that je ne sais quoi. The foam is just a little bit too squishy. It's a little bit too non-responsive, and it's just a little bit too heavy for my liking. And like I mentioned too, there's just not enough foam in the forefoot for me. So when I'm hitting the forefoot portion right here, there's just not enough foam for me. And also, I will say that I went on 2 runs in these bad boys, and this was not happening before I left. This is a slightly used pair of shoes. But look at the shredding that's already happening. That wasn't there. I only took these out for about like 16 miles total, and I'm already shredding through the DNA Loft foam right there. So I don't really like the way that that looks. I mean, it's not an undurable shoe, but like I don't really like that it's already starting to shred through the foam on the side, even with it being a little bit used. I don't know. I don't know if it's the most durable. Also, I believe from what I've been doing, so I do not like this as a running shoe. I took out for 2 runs. It was not working, and I said absolutely not. I then slapped these bad boys on my feet to do all of my daily walking, and I'll tell you what, I love this. I love this shoe for walking. It's fantastic. It has really helped with all my instability issues for walking. And I mean, honestly, like this shoe is just like fitting that like Brooks kind of archetype of being like an, excuse my language, old lady walking shoe. And it's just, it's a stable, good, reliable, mediocre, light for a walking shoe with a lot of stability elements in it, comfortable walking shoe. And that's what it is. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention, the toe box. It's got a really nice wide toe box, a really nice wide toe box that I've like really been enjoying. So if you are someone who has a little bit of a wider foot, I think you can actually get away with the regular width on this bad boy, just as a side note. But I've really been loving this for walking. This is definitely a shoe that really shines for someone who is actually using that heel, because then you're going to get the benefits of the guide rails a lot better. And it definitely is going to, I guess, wear, like, even out the wear pattern on your shoe potentially, even though most people have one part of the shoe that they wear out the most. If you don't, then you're definitely in the minority. Not in a bad way, but most people have like a little bit of their foot that they kind of lean into when they're running. So who do I feel like this shoe is for? I would say anyone who is looking for a stable, semi-lightweight walking shoe, someone who is on their feet all day, like me, and just wants to have a comfortable and supportive and like comfortable enough walking around all day shoe, and also people who are heel strikers. Do I think the durability is fantastic? No. Do I think it's anything exciting? No. Do I think it's a good, stable, like basic, like Brooks, reliable, unexciting, blah shoe? Yeah. Is that what I want for my walking shoes? You better betcha. Is that what I want for my running shoes? I don't think so. I need something with like a little bit of pizzazz, please and thank you. But running, this was not for me, which was kind of sad because I did want to throw another stability shoe into my lineup, you know, because Julianne is living her best old lady stability life over here. From a walking standpoint, I have really enjoyed it, and I can definitely highly recommend this to people who are looking for a walking shoe with some stability elements and a wide toe box built into it, or you're like a pretty prominent heel striker. Definitely this, and you're looking for a stability shoe that is, for a running shoe, a little bit on the heavier side and provides that kind of reliable, good old Brooks 1-2 punch run. But thank you guys for joining me for this episode of Shoe Eating Monster. And don't forget to like and subscribe so that way you can become part of your favorite local running community every week here with me, because I'm so excited to have you. And definitely comment below your thoughts on the Brooks Glycerin 22 and the Brooks Glycerin GTS 22. See, Brooks knows. They know I'm not a Brooks gal. I put at least like 50 miles of walking in these bad boys. So, you know, not a running Brooks gal, but maybe I'm really entering my old lady era and becoming a walking Brooks gal. Watch out, next you're going to see me in the aerial. But I am very excited to have you all here. And don't forget to tune in to next week so you can catch another episode of Shoe Eating Monster right here on the Runna channel. Nom, 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 nom. Ah. Thank you for listening to this episode of Runna. This podcast is edited, hosted, and produced by me, Juliana Coughlin. Brought to you in part by the Falmouth Running Club and the Falmouth Community TV station. If you'd like to connect with us, you can find us on Instagram and on TikTok at RunnaPod. And you can send us an email at runnapod@gmail.com. And our original theme music was brought to you by the one and the only wonderful Jeffrey Hutton. And keep up the great work. I'm proud of you.